Welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. How are you today? How are you on this Tuesday, April 2nd? Oh, the year is just going by, y'all. It really is. I hope that you are all well, and I hope you and yours are well. How about that? And that you're having a great start to your week. So, family, if you are joining us by way of socials, I'm going to ask this early. Let us know. Let us know, please. Share a comment and let us know that you're joining us. You can even give us a call. You can do that by calling 215-634-8065. You can even call us toll free. You can do that by dialing 1-866-361-0900. We love the love any way you care to share it. I mean, we really do. We really do. So, give us a shout. Say hey, say hey. While I wait for you to do a check in, I will share with you today's Black History 365 moment. Today's Black History 365 moment is about Mary Fields. Mary Fields, also known as Stagecoach Mary, was hired as a mail carrier because she was the fastest applicant to hitch a team of 6 horses. It is said that she was the first Black woman employed as a mail carrier in the United States and the second woman to work for the U.S. Postal Service. Family, that is today's Black History 365 moment. I see that Nasir is checking in. Hey there, brother Nasir. Nasir Butler is saying hello, and he's sending peace and blessings to everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for checking in. Um, Happy birthday to all of our love bugs that are celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday. Sending you all the love I can muster in this moment as you celebrate and are hopefully being celebrated. So, family, before we begin our conversation with tonight's guest, I want you to know that I hope you're feeling good and doing well. I really do. But if you are not, and if your light is shining just the least bit dimly, or if your heart is heavy, just know that I'm sending you extra love and hugs on behalf of your entire tribe and village right here, on Love and Life, right here, because you need to know that you are not alone and that you have support. Okay, we are right here. We are right here. Oh, wait a minute. This just in. Hold on, I'm getting something here. Okay, the winner of Words Level Up competition, having won the prize valued at $5,000, inclusive of commercial advertisement, social media ads, and more, is Kristen Johnson of Papa's Custard. I wish I had a drum roll. Drum roll. Yes. Oh my God, Nick. See, that's why I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I like that extra yeah in there. I like that. But Kristen Johnson of Papa's Custard is the winner of Words Level Up competition. So, Papa's Custard Company was founded in Philadelphia in 2020. Like many others, the owners grappled with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Pooling resources, culinary talents, and business acumen, they sought to share simple, homemade recipes with the public. They make and sell restaurant quality chilled dessert custard. Oh, that sounds so good. They are a proud Black, majority woman owned and family business. So, congrats once again to Kristen Johnson of Papa's Custard. Yes, yes, yes. I see, family, you are continuing to check in. Some more of our beloveds, our love lights are checking in. Willie Matthew Williams is checking in, and he says, Happy Tuesday, family. Happy Tuesday to everybody. And there's Malcolm White that shares that he is watching and listening from West Mount Airy. Good evening. Good evening to you, good brother. Alfred Evans is checking in as well, as is Archangel Michael Nkrumah. He shares hello, everyone, sharing peace and blessings. And Eric Eric shares, "Hey everybody." He shares, "I hope you all have your umbrellas." I know all of this liquid sunshine, right? There's a lot of it, a lot of liquid sunshine out here. But you know what? It's all right because we've got each other here. At least in this space, we are good. We are dry. We don't have to worry about any of that. So, family, before we talk with our guests, I want to share some things with you that I read. I haven't read from current events in a minute. We've been talking about some things, looking at some videos, but I don't know for those of you who are unaware about this section of I-95. Did you see that or read about that? That's been closed. Well, it will be closed for several days because a truck struck the bridge. I don't know what's happening in the universe. But when I saw that, it immediately made me think of course, the Key Bridge. But then there was another bridge that was struck. I meant to pull that up because I couldn't remember which bridge was struck. But now there wasn't any structural damage to the second bridge. But this is all happening within a few days. I said, what is going on? What is happening? What is happening? What is going on? Have you seen it? Have you read about that? Let me know if you have. Also, I was reading today that this other article shares that there are multiple large teams that are gathering near Temple University, and they've sparked a serious concern. I mean, understandably so. But one of our family members said the other day that our babies don't have enough to do. Our teenagers, they don't have enough to do to keep them engaged. And I'm inclined to believe that. I'm inclined to believe that. I am inclined.
Hey, Carol.
Hey there, Nick.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to
Mm.
say something about the youth around Temple.
Yes.
Yeah, I live around there. I'm just off of Cecil B. And on Easter, there was a bunch of kids that were out there at the movie theater. And there's probably, I'd say, 50, 60 kids out there. Probably nobody that's older than 18, to be honest with you. A whole lot of ski masks, whole lot of book bags. And the bar that was next to the movie theater, the Barbers Hall, they had a whole bunch of their staff like standing outside to make sure the kids don't run in and just do whatever they want.
Wow.
But the police response was, I mean, before we got there, you saw about two or three squad cars just kind of racing up there. They didn't hassle anybody, but they were just kind of
Mhm.
there to make sure there is a police presence. They didn't bother anybody, but they were making themselves known. So it's just crazy to see that amount of kids just out. I mean, it's Easter, but
I
you know,
well, it
it's
you know what I
strange.
s- it, I'm sorry to interject, but you know what I have to say, like when we were younger. Now I know this was eons ago. I know, but we went to the arcades. That was the big thing for us. I Let me tell y'all, I am so not a gamer, but it was fun. That's where everybody met up. We all in our Easter outfits. We went to the arcade. I think it was Zounds, I think it was called, or something like that. That used to be on Chestnut Street. We used to go on Easter, and but it was fun. But it just saddens me that here we are nowadays when we see a group of teenagers, we immediately become alarmed. But I mean, that's the day and age in which we live because that's become our experience. We are now felt to become alarmed because we see teens gathering. But the question I have is, you know, I can't even remember which one of our guests who said it, but they were sharing that our babies don't have anything to do. And I hadn't even taken that into consideration. We used to have dances. Um, we used to have so much on Easter. They had even the and now here I'm dating myself again, the discos. But they did. The clubs had, they had things for us to do on Easter. So now I'm thinking how we've gotten away from that because quite honestly, I guess that's all they do have is the movies nowadays.
Maybe we need to bring back the discos.
Thank you for that, Nick. Thank you. Yeah, we need to bring back the discos. Family, don't y'all laugh at me. I know the discos. I don't even know if anybody says that anymore. The clubs. Okay, the clubs. We'll say the club. Oh, I had to laugh at myself. That is funny. Okay, family. There were so many other things that I did read, but I figured I would share, oh, one more thing I wanted to share with you. There was a racist play that was staged at Philly's. Kappa during Black History Month. Did you read anything about that, Nick? Did you hear anything about that?
No, I didn't.
I read this article today. It read the officials at the Philadelphia High School for Creative and Performing Arts are hosting a town hall in April, in this month, to address concerns over the staging of a racist play that took place during Black History Month. The play was titled And Then There Were None, but it adapts Agatha Christie's popular mystery novel, um, first published in the UK in 1939. I don't even want to read the title. I will not read the title. But I'm so shocked. But you know what it made me think of? It made me think of one of our guests who was talking with us about a play that was on Broadway. I don't know if you'll recall. And I was saying, I don't care to see that play. Look at me. I'm talking in code. How about that? Let me stop doing that. Let me just talk and share some things. Because I know, Nick, I know you're saying, I don't know what you're talking about. I could tell. I could feel you. I could feel it. Henry Purefoy is checking in. Hey there, Henry. As is Tim. Hey, Tim, it's been a long time. Welcome back. I hope all is well with you. And Alfred is responding to what I shared about I 95. He shares that is really tough. That I 95 corridor, yeah, I can't imagine, what the next few weeks is going to look like. I don't know in that regard. He follows that up with sharing, are we reaching out to provide social and educational and employment opportunities? I don't know. I don't know. Alfred, I don't even know what's being done. I don't know. But he also shares he's with me on the discos, right? The discos. And Walt, hey there, Walt. Walt Reader Jr. is sharing that he is just checking in and sending love and light. Love lights. I love y'all. I just do. I truly do. I'm going to go to our phone lines for a moment before I bring our guest into the room. After we go to the phone lines, we'll bring our guest in and then we'll get things popping even more. Ha ha. Ha ha. Hi there, Ron. Thank you so much for calling.
Yes, I want to talk about the youth down there. I've been
Mm-hmm.
down there for quite some years. Our Nick, you know, Nick, his family member was a young down there, young, real young. Come out of the Sports Recreation Center, better known as the Denby Center. Played in the 12th and Susquehanna League. I worked with the youth down there for years and years. They allowed me to go into the YMCA to work with the youth and speak with them, bringing people from South Carolina on Sundays. And I talked about why. I used the why as a opening statement. I worked with the youth down there for years and years and years. That's that recreation center with Cam Warrington, grounded in the community, ma'am. And Karen, with the youth, she took a group of students before she became the spokesperson for Wilson Good. And we was in Market Street. And Karen is a very humble person like you. And Karen told this lady downtown, she said, you ought to never just say that again to these students there. Here's my whole point. We do have programs. The Sports Recreation Center, I'm going to be mentioning them when I talk at the Charles Bloxton Library. And that's why I say to our adult people that is still with us, if you can, get out and speak to the youth. Let them see you. Maybe if you don't have to speak, we had a summit where the mothers brought their children over in the YMCA over there. We had programs with the Freedom Theater where we was able to go in there and speak with them in that proximity. We don't come from no ghetto. Jesus talked about it. We talked about the gathering. We come from a community. Nick is a perfect example of having programs. He mentioned it way before this uh, Cal. And this is what we have to do. We can save the children. It's not gonna be easy. If
Mm-hmm.
they see you, and I'm not bragging, they treat me so beautiful. I could leave my speakers outside. They would not tear the playground up, just like sports and things down like we had them. We had to revisit something like that. And I say to the parents, get your children in the camp. Nick mentioned it, I think the other day when he was saying that they had programs that you have to go to. And that's what we have to do. It's my cup. I'm gonna give a video where I taught a class at Temple University about the youth, because this is what when they see you, and hear us begin to talk. And I would always tell them at the YMCA, help us on the way.
Mm.
Help us on the way. We never had any problems in North Philly at like the magnitude that we're seeing in our system today. And I want to thank you, beloved, for being that inspiration. Your inspiration to someone else could activate the, them to be a helping hand. And I just wanted to say that continue, Cal, when you talk about the youth, yes, they are the future. They are the future. When you reach them, like that child that was in front of you that day, that was out of order, you didn't
Mm.
feed into anything in his spirit that was said, but you had won him over. How? When he picked up the divineness in you, ma'am, it touched, it touched him. You had won that battle. So my cup runneth over. And I will continue to work until there's no breath in my body because a person like you have been an inspiration, no foolishness to me. It treat me with dignity. Cameron, you and so many other people I can name, but you in particular. Why? Because when you realize my situation, realize my not having indoctrination, that's why you humbled yourself and showed me mercy, which I asked for. Thank you. That's my gift. That's my blessing from you. Yes, love and life. This is what it's all about. My question I say to my love and life family, what have you done today to guide and to inspire somebody? I don't expect you to do everything, but like I have done. Sometimes maybe you just want to ask permission at the city to speak with our young people. If you can, just go into the playgrounds where they're at and maybe just let them see your presence. It can help. So my cup running over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness, Ron, thank you just for pouring into us positively, just for being vulnerable and transparent, and just for being you. Just really, just for being you. Thank you so much. I do want to share that Ayatunde is checking in. Ayatunde Garrett, hi there. Um, mm, my Lord. Michael and Kruma is sharing, sending peace and love to everybody. And Alfred Evans, another one of our love lights, is sharing, I will do my part tomorrow with opportunities and inspiration to achieve. Hopefully, I can do that. Also, many of our metropolitan cities are having challenges with the youth, but it will take us to save us. I'm in full agreement with that. And yes, I cannot wait for our conversation, Alfred. I cannot. More of our love lights are checking in. Joey Parham. Hi, Joey. It's been a while. Welcome back. And Arthur Leo Taylor. Hey there, Art. He shares, good evening, everybody. In DC, it is tradition to go to the zoo for Easter. Oh, see. I love that. I love that. I love that. See, okay. My wheels are turning. My wheels are turning. All right, family. I was sharing with you that I want to introduce you to an extraordinary human being. She is actually, she's an inspiration to me, but she's also one of my mentors. Yes, she is. She is the owner, CEO of Global Transport Solutions, which she established in November of 2021. Her name is Tia McNeil. Her story goes, her grandfather was a trucker and he would pick her up every day during the summer to head out on his daily routes. Unbeknownst to her, God was laying out the blueprint. She absorbed the knowledge and wisdom given by her grandfather, and she followed a path that led to her purpose. Fast forward years later, a friend asked her to transport some cargo from Philadelphia to Baltimore. Now, she accepted the invitation to do so, but she was challenged with just how to move the product from one state to another. It was then that her trucking company was born. Just that simple. See, that's why I love her. Today, Global Transport Solutions is a woman owned and minority owned business, having partnered with corporations such as Target and Amazon, just to name a few. Okay, family. So I know we're about to go to commercial break, but I have to bring this extraordinary, lovely young woman into the room. So I invite you to the conversation with none other than Tia McNeil. Hi there, beautiful. Oh, look at, we're both doing the same thing. Look at this at the same time. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I will not complain. I will not
Good.
complain.
Good.
First of
I'm
all,
excited to be here.
what? Just thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. So, family, what you don't know is that this is like I had planned to have Tia come and talk with us, and I did not set it up properly, so I had to call Tia at the last minute today. I was like, Tia, could you? And she obliged. Now, you listen. You just heard me share with you that this woman has one company, but you don't know she has an enterprise. Okay, so it is a huge, huge, huge privilege and pleasure to have you here. I can't
Thank
wait to have this conversation, the rest of this conversation. But before we begin doing so, family, we're going to take a short commercial break, but stay with us because we will be right back.
Stand with Word Radio as we continue to provide dynamic, progressive programming to inform and empower our people. We're living in unprecedented times, and we must stand together to protect and preserve Black Talk Media. Become a Forward member with the annual membership price of just $90 or a digital member starting at just $5 per month. If you're already a Forward member, sign up, family member, or friend to help us continue making history. Start or renew your Forward membership today. Visit wordradio.com/forward or wordradio.com/membership.
The Pennsylvania Lottery's $160 million cash blowout scratch-off will have you ready to step up your A game. A little birdie told me you could have a chance to win top prizes of $3 million. Pick up the Pennsylvania Lottery's $160 million cash blowout scratch-off for the ultimate hole-in-one. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Problem gambling? Helpline 1-800-GAMBLER.
Step into a world of rejuvenation and discovery. Join us at the Philadelphia Senior Expo at the Pennsylvania Convention Center on April 11th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your free ticket on Eventbrite by searching Philadelphia Senior Expo. Embrace the blooming season with a day tailored exclusively for our cherished seniors. Celebrate the day with vibrant activities, exercise routine, dancing, giveaways, and health discussions with medical doctors. Don't miss out. Get your free ticket on Eventbrite.
Want the latest in Word swag? Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. It's the shop tab on wordradio.com. You can look good and show the world that you're all about Black Talk Media.
It's too black, which means it's too strong.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black Talk Media, WURD.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking in this hour with Tia McNeil. She is the owner and CEO of Global Transport Solutions, which she founded just in 2021. First of all right, let me contain myself because I've been itching to have you on here for so long and to have this conversation. But if you wouldn't mind, would you share with the family just a little bit more about you, please?
Yes, so I would consider myself a woman of many talents.
Yes, you are.
I am the owner of Global Transport Solutions, which is it's my new baby. I am also a singer, songwriter, based out of Philadelphia. I am also a daughter. I am also a sister, a friend. I am everything that God has called me to be. I am a woman of God. That's pretty much who I am. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I also own a real estate company. So I'm a real estate investor. And that's pretty much it. That's little old me.
She said, little old me. So now, when I was sharing with you, family, about the trucking company, I said, well, I wasn't sure, but I said, no, 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 no. I want the family to know all of what you do and who you are, because you're extraordinary. I tell you that all the time. I tell
Thank
her that
you.
all the time. I believe her to be an extraordinary human being. But can you tell us? So we see that you have an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes,
We gathered that. At
yes.
what age would you say you recognize that in yourself?
So I didn't recognize it, to be honest with you, until I became an adult. So I do know, like, just going back thinking about like my childhood, I
Hmm.
never had a vision or a dream of being something like, how people dream about being a nurse or a doctor or a
Hmm.
lawyer.
Hmm.
I never had that dream, but I will always find little ways to make money, even as a young adult or as a child. I will always try to figure out little ways. I remember growing up, I used to iron my family's clothes just to make money. And I used to do little stuff. I remember a time where I wanted to purchase a dress and some sneakers for myself. And
Hmm.
both my parents were like, no, go away. We're not buying that. So I just remember my mom had this big barrel of pennies, and I literally rolled. I said, Mom, can I have your penny? She said, go ahead. She didn't know that I was going to use the whole barrel. She thought it was just going to be a couple pennies that I was going to use. So back then, you would take the barrel to the coin, you would drop them in the coin machine, and it would spit out money.
Hmm.
So I needed $80. And I literally stayed up all night long and rolled $80 worth of pennies. So, my aunt worked for a bank, so I asked her, I said, "If I get these coins to you in the morning, can you bring the cash home?" She said, "Yeah, no problem." So I did that. I stayed up all night. So that's um just the type of attitude that I had throughout my whole life. And I didn't think about it until I became an adult. And I said, I've always been a go-getter. I've
Hmm.
always been the one that, just went after what I wanted. And thank God my mom gave me the space in the room and allowed me to be who I wanted to be. She
Hmm.
never stopped me from doing any activities. If I wanted to, I did drill team at one point. I was on the track team for 2 seconds. You can't tell now, but I did. I was in theater. I did dance, and she just always allowed me to be myself. So I think
Hmm.
that's where it started, and I think that's where the drive came from to be an entrepreneur. Because I don't have that story of always wanting to be an entrepreneur, but I think
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
in me though.
But you have a giving spirit. And
Mm,
I think they go well for a lot of us. I think they go hand in hand because you
mm.
want to get more so you can give more.
Right,
And I know that about you. I know that's how I am. Like, well, I got to do. I got to do because I got to be able to help. I got to be able to,
right,
and
right.
I know that about you as
Mm,
well. So I think for a lot of us, that's how that works. Like, well, if
yeah,
I don't have it, I'm going to get it because I got to
that's
be
right.
able. I got
That's
to be
right.
able.
Mhm. Yep.
So I recognize that fire in you, and I love it. I love it. I love
Mm,
it. Um, it. So which one of your companies did you start first? Now we know Global Transport Solutions is your new baby, but
mhm.
which one did
So
you start
I
first?
started I started my company, Tia McNeil Enterprises, in 2016.
Hmm.
And I started that one for music because I was writing music and I was traveling throughout the tri-state singing. So I started that for music, but not realizing that it was something much bigger than just music.
Girl with that voice.
But I now use it for different things such as speaking engagements and
Hmm.
whatever I want to do through my business pertaining to media or entertainment. It all goes through Tia McNeil Enterprises.
I love that. So, family, I want to remind you that you met Tia here on Love and Life. I mean, just a short while ago because she was performing.
Mm.
When she came onto the show, quite honestly, there were about maybe six artists
Yep.
in total, in totality,
Uh-huh.
that were on the show on that day. But Tia was one of the artists headlining this festival here in Philly. I was so happy to have you come on, and I kept saying, okay, I just have to have her back to talk about everything else. But I mean, your voice, as I always tell you too, your voice is angelic, it's majestic and
Yeah.
amazing. She
Thank you.
is. You are truly, truly like you're an extraordinarily talented human
Mhm.
being
Thank
in
you.
so many ways, in so many ways. So I admire that about you as well, how you walk,
Thank you.
how how you walk, how you're walking in your journey.
Mm.
So I want to spotlight everything, but particularly in this moment, I want to talk about the trucking company, about Global
Mhm.
Transport Solutions. Now, your story that I was sharing with our family members about your grandfather. So, when you were a little girl, when he was picking you up, it wasn't on even on your radar. It wasn't on your radar at all.
Never. It was never on my radar. Never, ever. I am a girly girl. Everything about trucking is man, man.
Oh, yes, it
So
is.
it was never an industry that was on my radar. It was never an industry that I would ever have considered getting into.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
So, what made, even though you accepted the invitation to move this cargo, what made you say, "Yeah, you know what? This is what I want to do. I want to do this." What made you decide?
So I literally just stumbled into the industry, and I say that because so when I look back over my life, because I always have to stop whenever something big happens in my life, or something that I'm just like, okay, this is not
Mm-hmm.
me. I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone here. I always have to look back at the trajectory of my life and what
Mm-hmm.
happened and where did I get this desire from, because it didn't come from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So going back, I started to think. I had this conversation with my mom. I said, I never realized that grandpa, I just remembered as an adult that he used to pick me up and take me with him on his truck. Then coming out of college, my first job was working for the car company, Chrysler. Then after that, I started working for an
Mm-hmm.
insurance company, and then I was working with autos, and I jumped into commercial autos. So it was just the blueprint of my life was always in transportation, and I didn't realize.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that this, whole incident of me picking up the towel from Baltimore, I know it didn't come by accident. I
Right,
know the
right.
desire didn't come from, just anywhere. So during this was right before the pandemic. I
Okay.
had a friend of mine, we're both in real estate. So she said, "Hey, we need tile for this property." And I'm like, "Okay." I had to figure out how to get the tile to Baltimore from Philly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm calling around and I'm looking for ways to get it there. I called a friend of mine who also has a trucking company. He's like, "I don't have a lift gate." I'm like, "I need a lift
Right,
gate."
right, right, right.
So I called U-Haul. They had what I needed. U-Haul, everybody knows that on their truck it says 1999, right?
Yes, it
So,
does.
but if you go over those mileage, you're paying some big bucks.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, got the U-Haul truck, turned it back in, and my bill was about $396 or $97. I can't remember the exact number, but it was close to $400. And I
Mm-hmm.
said to myself, I've only had this truck for a few hours, and these people made $400 off of me in a couple hours. That
Mm-hmm.
included excess mileage, that included the rental, gas, toll. It all came to like three something. And I'm just like, how can I figure out a way to make $300 or $400 a day
Mm-hmm.
and just make it off of just carrying little pieces somewhere? So then I said, okay, I need a truck, because if I'm going to be transporting material to these properties, I need a truck. So
Mm-hmm.
when I started calling around for commercial insurance, I'm like, this truck, I'm not getting a truck to get commercial insurance. This is very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me put it out over the road. I tried it out. My first month in trucking, by the grace of God, a friend of mine said, "Hey, I'm working for Target. We need another person. Do you want in?" Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that's how I got started in trucking.
You hear that? God, let me tell you, but God, but
But
God.
God, nobody
But
but God.
God. But all we have to do is ask him for it. That's all we
That's
have to
right.
do. That's all
That's
we
right.
have to do. And believe. You better believe first.
Mhm.
You better believe. But family, welcome. Welcome to those of you who have just joined us. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with one of our love lights, Tia McNeil. She is sharing with us, I mean, everything about who she is and what she does. She's an extraordinary artist. She's a vocalist. She's a singer and songwriter. She, as a real estate mogul, because you are a mogul,
Ooh.
and she is the owner of a trucking company. So tonight I was sharing with her because here we are, we're coming off the heels of celebrating Women's History Month.
Mm,
And also, we just had a competition. Word just had a competition, our level up competition.
mm.
So I thought it only fitting just to continue just for a moment because we have so many things, so many things going on. You have so many things going on that I just really wanted to spotlight.
Thank
Our
you.
family members are continuing to check in. Our beloved Love Light, Ms. Rosalind is sharing, and she shares hello. She's sharing and giving everybody our flowers while we can still smell them. And we receive them and we give them back to you as well. Thank you. Eric is checking in. Just Rick. He shares hello, Tia McNeil. Thanks for joining the Word platform this evening. I'd like to know, are you received and respected equally from your
Mm,
clients and peers in the trucking business, since traditionally it's been a predominantly male industry? I love
mm.
that question. I love that question. Oh, I want to say to Tigressa. Hi there, Tigressa. Tigressa sings Natalie. She shares that's awesome about everything about who you are. So to Eric's question, are you received and respected equally from your clients and peers in the trucking business?
So, as he stated, this is a white male dominated industry.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I am not received well. And I'm not saying that in a negative, way, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the reality. I am a Black woman in a white male dominated industry.
Mm-hmm.
There's been times where I go into these warehouses and I've been asked to, let me see your credentials, let me see your ID. People look at me funny, and this is not I'm not making this up.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am thinking, okay, I'm just here to work, but people are just looking at me like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? Who
Mm-hmm.
sent you? Who do you work for? But it's also it also makes me feel good because it makes me feel like, okay, I'm in an industry that I'm not supposed to be in, right? That they say I'm not
Right.
supposed to
And
be
how about
in.
that?
But I can also, move how I want to move because I own my own company. I can
Mm-hmm.
also literally be an inspiration to other Black women that are coming into
Mm-hmm.
this industry. I can
Mm-hmm.
also, show up as a woman and say, "Hey, listen, you don't have to just be a man
Mm-hmm.
to be in this industry." So it makes me feel proud, and it makes me feel really good to be able to come into an industry and say, "Hey, listen, I'm not here to play games."
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not coming in working for your company. I work for me and I work for my company. So
Mm-hmm.
that's that's how it is in this industry.
That smile right there said it all. And I know it can't, what we know, like Eric shared of the trucking industry is we know that it's a male dominated industry.
Mhm.
Now, and I just said male dominated industry, and you said it's a white male dominated industry,
Yep.
which is
Yep.
very specific. And we know, first of all, family, we talk every day about how we as Black people are viewed, how we're seen, even how laws are created to keep us from
Yeah.
doing better and being better. So
Yeah.
it it makes me proud. I'm proud for you. Then
Thank
it makes
you.
me so proud to know you, number one, but to also, because we have conversations, to know part of your journey and to be able to just hear you speak and to speak and pour into others like myself. I shared with you, family, Tia is, yes, she is an inspiration to
Thank
me, and she's one of my mentors.
you.
And I so value and treasure you. You have no idea.
Thank
You really
you.
have no idea.
So
But
kind.
we talk about the world. This is the
Mhm.
world in which we live. But in this industry, as in, some industries, it's just
Mhm.
a lot more pronounced. It's blatant. It's
Mhm.
blatant. It's blatant. It is so blatant. And so, that's why I thought it necessary to have you come and talk with us about it. Um, so I know that's the biggest, well, I don't know anything. I believe that to be the biggest downside. What would you say? What would you agree with that?
It is definitely the biggest downside. Like I even noticed with brokers, talking to
Mhm.
brokers when they, realize that they're dealing with a woman. and then you try to negotiate with them, it's just like, oh, no, you better not do that. But that's just one of the biggest downsides. I mean, you see a 5'3", little girl getting out of a big old box truck, and you're just like, wait a minute, what are you doing?
I know. I love to see it.
There's times where I drive to the warehouse or drive to a gas station, and people are just like, you're driving the truck, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm
Yes.
driving the truck.
Yes.
So, I mean, it also has its upsides too.
I want to talk about the upsides. We're going to take a short commercial break.
Okay.
Family, I do see you commenting. When we come back, I'm going to go to our socials to share the comments that you are sharing. And then we're going to also continue it because I want to hear the upsides, some of the other upsides as well. Family, thank you for joining us. You're tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. Stay with us. Also, know that the phone lines are still open because I know you want to comment. I know you do. And feel free to continue commenting on our socials. We will be right back.
Are you wet shaving? You'll get razor bumps.
Nah, Pops, I'm good with Gillette Skin Guard. How long you been growing that beard Mama hates anyway?
Since 77. I shaved and got ingrown so bad.
That's why I use the Gillette Skin Guard razor, face scrub, shave gel, and moisturizer. So I don't have to worry about new razor bumps or shaving irritation.
Gillette Skin Guard, huh? Your mama's gonna love this one.
The best a man can get keeps getting better with Gillette Skin Guard. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Tune into Word Radio this Thursday at 10 a.m. for City Council Live, hosted by Ernest Owens. Join conversations that matter to your community with your local City Council members.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black talk media, WURD.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, progressive Black talk media.
I think I know what love
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking in this hour with our beloved Tia McNeil. She's one of our love lights. She is a member of the family, and we are talking with her about her journey in the trucking industry. As I shared, I was going to go back to our socials because I want you to see all of this love that you are getting, Tia, because I love you so much, and I love that they're loving on you too. Alfred shares, stand tall and keep moving in your purpose. Another one of our love lights, Miss Rosalind Allen, shares, nobody but God. Won't he do it? Won't he will? Won't he will? And Cheryl Mobley Stimson shares, Black women are still the most disrespected. Absolutely. 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 And Alfred also shares to your comment, Tia, that's the way it is in the world. We should work for ourselves and families all the time. We talk about this right here. We talk about it all the time, about enterprising, about teaching our babies, about building our own. This is exactly what we need to get back to doing. Alfred shares that he is proud to meet you and listen to you and hear you. You're pouring into him.
Wow.
And one of our love lights, Miss Rosalind, she says, we look like twins. I will receive it. Yes, I love it. And another one of my mentors, Kyle Newport. Hi, Kyle. He shares, please know that you are a light to Black men as well. We appreciate and respect trailblazers. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. You all. So you'll be meeting Kyle Newport one of these days too, because he's going to come in here and talk with us as well. Alfred shares that Black women are feared because of your intelligence and your tenacity. And Malcolm shares, she's not lying. I had my taste of the racism when I tried to get into the business at the Schneider National Training Academy. I was given a hard time being a Black man from Philly, let alone already having a CDL license. It really does amaze me. It really does amaze me. Ms. Rosalind shares, congratulations, Ms. McNeil, on your success and for not giving up on being an entrepreneur. God knows Black women been on the front line since our ancestors. Keep up the great work. We love you unconditionally. Yes, we do.
Thank you.
Eric shares, I kind of thought you might get the side eye a little bit, but listen, what you do and what you represent is a shining example for women and men of color. Keep
Mm.
on keeping on. You are an inspiration, and I am certain a force with which to be reckoned. Yes, she
Thank
is. And I love that about her. I love it. But, you were about to share with us before I interrupted you some of the upsides of your journey.
So many upsides. I mean, the upside is just as, great as the disrespect, but the upside of the journey is I walk into places and they cannot believe, number one, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but they can't believe this little Black girl is the CEO of this company. I went to a mechanic shop to get my truck repaired, and I'm sitting there, and I keep a binder with all of my information in there. I'm very big on organization and keeping everything together. So I presented my binder to them, and I came in there for my routine mechanic work. And they said to me, this lady just bust into the office and she said, I just had to come in here and meet you. I'm just looking like, I don't know who she's talking to, but okay. She was just like, I had to come in here and meet you. She said, I've never seen a woman run a trucking company, and you're the owner of the company. I said, yes. She said, I've never seen that. So it's things like that that keep me going. Just even when I go into some of these warehouses and they're just like, people's mind are blown. And I'm just like, I'm just literally just working. I don't see it as, I'm doing anything different. There are a lot of Black women in this industry. It's just a very few, but it's a lot of them in this industry. So I don't see myself doing anything differently. But hey, if you see the light, whatever it is that you see in me, I appreciate that. And any inspiration that I can give to the world or to give to those around me, I am, more than happy to do that. But as I stated earlier, Carol, I know that God didn't put me here by accident. So I know that those responses are people seeing something in me that sometimes I don't even see in myself. But I know that God put me here for a reason, and I'm still I know why I'm here. I know my why, but I'm still searching for who I'm supposed to be touching. But I see that I'm touching any room that I walk, people of
You
the room that
touch,
I'm walking in.
and that's not even as it pertains to anything that's tangible.
Yeah.
Your reach is so far and wide. What so family, what you don't know is that, like I shared, Tia is my inspiration. You inspire me constantly. But I called Tia. When I have questions, I called Tia. I said, Tia, okay, listen, so what do you think? What is this right? Now, mind you, I'll do research. But there are often times where I'm looking at things and it's not plain to me, or there are things that are just not even in the fine print. And I will call you and I will ask you about this industry and you'll make it plain to me. Now, I always, I don't hesitate, as you know, I don't hesitate, but I so appreciate that from the first phone call, because T and I have known each other in the other arena as vocalists, as artists. We knew each other very well in that arena. That's my sister.
That's right.
But when we started talking about enterprising and going into other businesses, and I called Tia, I said, okay, because I'm doing this and that and blah, 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 blah. And because my spirit was led to call you. And I shared that with you when I first called. I said, my spirit was, and you said, I don't know why. I said, well, my spirit was led to call you. And, from talking, I so appreciated, like I said, in that first conversation,
I remember.
Tia said to me, whatever you need, whatever you want, whatever I have is yours.
That's
And
right.
you said to me, I know that that's why I'm here, because we're supposed to help one another. I said, Tia, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm listening to myself speak. I said, I feel like I'm listening to myself. So from that day, it was cemented that we said, okay, well, whoever, if the phone rings, if we receive a text, an email, or whatever, don't misunderstand me, family, because it didn't just start there. That was something that we were both already doing, helping others. But we decided whatever it is that we're doing, If you need it, you got it.
That's right.
And
That's
then
right.
we began to share about how many other people in different industries, even our own, are not helping one
Mm-hmm.
another.
Mm-hmm.
Because I shared with you, I went to ask a question of someone, and the person said, "Well, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you that it's going to cost you about $1,500 to
That's
answer
right.
one question."
That's
To
right.
answer one question.
Yep. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm never a gatekeeper, especially when it comes to building, especially for the culture and building in my community. There's
Mhm.
no way I can keep this testimony and this story to myself. There's no way that if somebody comes, behind me to say, hey, how do I do this or how do I do that? It is my right and it's my duty as a
Mhm.
woman of God, number one,
Mhm.
and as a woman of integrity to show you the way. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because I can't do it by myself. I need, people to help me move this thing forward. And I'm not selfish like that. I'm not going to keep something to myself thinking it's for me. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Because when God blesses me with something, when he moves in my life, and if I'm able to, give it back to somebody else, why wouldn't I do that? If
Why wouldn't you?
people are looking into my life saying, how did she do that? It is very, how can I say this? It is very selfish of me to keep God's blessings to myself.
Mm.
I would never
Tia.
do I would never do that because I didn't get here by myself.
Mhm.
I
And
didn't
that
get
you
here
hurt I hurt me and you when I do that.
That's right. That's right. I hurt the kingdom. I hurt my
Mhm.
culture, my people
Mhm.
by being a gatekeeper and by not sharing the goodness of God, the things
Mhm.
that God has, brought me through and bringing me through.
Mhm.
I would
Mhm.
never do that.
Mhm. Mhm. So I'm going to ask you, because I'm looking at the time, what you would share with those aspiring young women, who are aspiring entrepreneurs. What would you say to them? What will you say to them? What do you say to them?
The biggest thing that I'm learning right now is you have to trust God. Whatever vision or purpose God has given you, you have to trust God. It doesn't always look like what it doesn't always look like this beautiful castle or this dream, or it doesn't always look like that. It's up and
Mhm.
it's down and it's up and it's down. But
Mhm.
what I'm learning is that those obstacles and those hills and valleys, it's so that you can become stronger.
Mhm.
It's to build character.
Mhm.
And then also,
Absolutely.
so if somebody comes to me and say, hey, how do you do this? I can reach back and say, this is how you do it. This is how God got me here.
Mhm.
So trust God and trust the process.
I know that's right. And there's nothing more to be said. Trust God and trust the process. I love that. I love you, Tia. Oh my goodness.
Love you too.
Oh, one of our love lights is checking in, Miss Lily. Hi there, Miss Lily. She's sending love. Alfred shares it's good and necessary to be diversified in today's world. Eric shares, I would think it's pretty awesome seeing a new, fresh face walk into a place and with such an inviting smile.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that. And then he follows that with saying, "You better preach, Tia. You better preach." Ms. Rosalind shares, "You can't put a price tag on love, and people, we are priceless. If people could
Mhm.
just understand that wisdom and knowledge come from within, keep it and pass the baton." This is why I'm a member of Word Black Talk Progressive Media. I love my Word family. We love you too. We love you. You know we do. And Alfred shares, "Wow, trust God. That is the key and foundation." It
Mhm.
is. It is. It is. I'm going to leave you with this. Tia Alfred shares, soaking up the grace of perseverance and keep on trucking.
Thank
I
you.
love
Thank
that.
you
I
so
love
much.
that. I love that. You know, I tell you every time I get to talk to you how much I adore you and how much I admire you. You know, as a
Likewise.
human being, as a woman, as an artist, as an entrepreneur, I just admire you. Um, just for so many things, for so many things. And I appreciate your walk. I appreciate
Mhm.
you, and I
Thank
appreciate
you,
you for
Carol.
sharing.
Thank
Gosh,
you. Thank you. Thank you.
you know I
Love
do.
you so much.
You know I love you more, girl. Family, Tia McNeil. Thank you, Tia, for obliging, for accommodating, for setting aside. Because family, I share with you. Listen, you hear this woman how much she has going on in her life. And I said, Tia, would you please come and talk with us? Because we had to pivot really quickly. And she said, absolutely. Absolutely. So just thank you with my every fiber of my being. Just thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Carol. Thank you
And we
so
can't
much.
wait to see you the next time because you got to come back, see us again.
Well, can I say this real quick before we go?
Please.
May 4th, I'm having an event at my church, and it is called Imagine Her. Tickets are $30 for general admission, $50 for VIP. It's from 12 to 4 on May 4th. I hope to see you guys there. Please feel free to reach out. Instagram, it's I am Tia Shanae, and Facebook, it's Tia McNeil.
Wait, spell Shanae for us, please.
It's SHANAE.
Tia. Girl, I'm so mad at you. You need to tell me that earlier because we would have repeated that about 10 times. But I'm going to make sure the family knows.
Like May 4th.
May 4th, Imagine Her at your church.
Yes.
What church? What church?
Philippian Baptist Church, 5801 North Broad Street.
5801 North Broad Street, Philippian Baptist Church. May 4th, Imagine Her is the event. Tia Shanae, TIASHANAE.
SHANAE.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I thought that's what I said. I'm sorry. You heard it. You heard it. All right, family, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're talking all things sports. Stay with us because we'll be right back.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60.
Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed this week on The Source.
Council member Kendra Brooks serves as an at-large minority leader in the Philadelphia City Council. Where did the whole idea of the Working Families Party come from, and how did you get involved in it?
Kind of fell into it. A lot of my organizing organizations that I was a part of here in Philadelphia are also connected to the movement around Working Families Party that was in New York and the Acorn movement around organizing. So they actually approached me. They said they were looking for someone to run for public office that was authentically who they are. And I was like, that's me, but I'm having no interest in politics. I'm happy with community organizing, traveling around the country, teaching restorative justice, and making sure families like mine or families not so like mine have the same opportunities that, other folks have.
And that's the hottest 60 seconds this week on The Source on WURD, Progressive
Black Talk Media.
Family Therapy Vignette Moments with Dr. Lucille Ijoy. It's April, We're not fooling around. Take this note. You have the right to vote. Sometimes you want to give up and make a sorry frown. But it's April, and we're not fooling around. We register, we vote, we must. We're standing tall. We realize this is no joke. We're standing with the crowds. We're standing for the vote. We register, we vote, we must. We register, we vote, we must. This is Dr. Lucille Ijoy. We register, we vote, we must.
Stay connected on the go with the new and improved Word Radio app. Search Word Radio in your app store. Stream every show with increased clarity. Easily access Word TV, EcoWord, and Livelihood. Start or renew your 4-word membership and buy Word swag. Remember, Black Media Matters. Get the new and improved Word Radio app today. Available on Google Play and the Apple App Store. Celebrating Black excellence worldwide and bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So, Tia, I was asking Tia over the commercial break just exactly what the event was about. It is a women's empowerment luncheon. It is an event about women who started with nothing, who now have empires, and they're going to talk with us and share with us about their individual journeys. Oh my goodness, I can't. That sounds amazing. So, for those of you who are interested and were unable to get the information, you can email me at loveandlife. That's love and the actual word, not ampersand, and life at wordradio.com. And I will share the info with you. It's on May 4th, to be exact. The tickets are $30. And I think that's amazing. All right, so here we are Tuesday in our second hour. And you know what we do in our second hour? We talk with our guru. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Our guru, you say, who is that? Chris Murray. Who else would it be? Chris Murray is a radio personality, a journalist, a college professor. He's all of those. With more than 30 years of experience, he has covered the Super Bowl, the World Series, the NCAA tournament, the NBA playoffs, and World Championship boxing, as well as other sporting events. That's right. Currently, he hosts his own sports show on Saturdays right here on WURD, the Chris Murray Report. And as our resident sports oracle, he stops by to have a chat with us on Tuesdays and shares his perspectives on every aspect of the sporting world. Family, I invite you to the conversation with none other than our own Chris Murray. Chris, wait, I thought I saw you there for a moment and then I lost you. I'm not sure if you're there. I'm not sure. Let me know if you're there, Chris. Let me know. Let me know. I did see you hanging out a moment ago, but I don't see you just yet. So we're going to check because I thought, Chris, there he is. There he is. Chris, are you? Wait, I can barely see you. Are you there, Chris? Where are you? And I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Chris is moving around in the dark. What is happening over there? But in any event, like I was sharing with you, family, on Tuesdays, we talk with Chris. We get our sports update. So while Chris is working things out, we're going to just take a moment to allow him to do so and continue this conversation about
Can you
Tia.
hear me now?
There we
Can
are.
you-
There we are. Now we can hear you. Okay. Now we
Okay,
can-
yeah, I had to. Yeah, I'm in my car. I'm about maybe 15 minutes from my home. I was coming back from Baltimore. I was, I was taking care of my mother earlier, so I'm on my way home. I thought I was gonna get home, right just in time, and apparently I didn't. But I can still talk. I can still talk. I can still talk sports, and
we will take it.
huh?
We will take it.
Okay, I'm ready to go. Fire away.
Oh, wait. I want to make sure you're safe, though. You're not holding your phone or anything, right? You're not.
No. I've laid it down. I've laid it down in a safe space and whatnot. So I'm not. The phone is not in my hand. Both of my hands are 10 and 2 on the highway on the
Okay.
on the steering wheel. So I'm at 10 and 2, looking straight ahead
All
at the
right.
road. Looking straight ahead at the road, and I like I say, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that got to me over the weekend. One was the trade of Hassan Reddick and everything. And I don't know. There's a couple of things. The Phillies aren't playing well. The Sixers have been kind of, even though I think
Wait. We're losing you. We're losing your audio, Chris.
Huh?
Okay. Now we can hear you. I'm sorry. Your audio clipped for a moment, so I wanted to make sure we could hear you.
No. I basically was saying that everybody's waiting for Joel Embiid to come back home and help the Sixers in this last couple of weeks of the season. And so, it's a lot of things that are going on. Of course, the big thing was in college basketball last night, Clayton Clark versus Angel Reese. And this time, Iowa got the best of Angel Reese and LSU. Interesting ball game and interesting reactions around social media as well, because there's a lot of people who don't think Caitlin Clark is all that great. Mainly because I think she's just a white ball player. But then again, a lot of people like Angel Reese because Angel Reese, both of them are great ball players, and I think that could be the Magic versus Bird once they both of them get to the WNBA.
Yeah, I was waiting to hear your thoughts. Well, actually, on all of this, I want to break down everything individually. But when I was reading about LSU and Iowa, I read that it was the most watched college basketball game ever on ESPN platforms, and it was dubbed the most watched women's NCAA game ever in the history of TV viewership. Everybody was anticipating what they were calling the rematch. Uh, you know, but I see Angel Reese has been talking on social media about online abuse. She said a lot of people are you know abusing her online, and it's affecting her. It's affecting her psyche.
Well, I think that Angel Reese kind of talks a lot, but I don't think I just think that somehow one of the things I don't like about social media, and I stay away from X or Twitter because I don't like to get caught up in the trash talk or some of the stuff is cruel, it's abusive, and I can understand why Angel Reese might feel that kind of way about people saying things, because I mean people carry it too far. It gets racial. It gets to the point to where they make fun of her for who she is. And granted, some people say she talks a lot of trash, and that's fine. I mean, every athlete does. But I do think that every so often people on X or Twitter or wherever you want to call it, they cross a line. and and then the volatility of the racial politics in this country, there are a lot of people who are angry with black women who speak out, and that's a reality. I mean, a lot of people get angry with when black women, or even sometimes, a lot of times when black guys speak out. But for some reason, but I've also seen a lot of black men get upset with black women, especially at Angel Reese, because they say she talks too much and all these other things. And on one social media platform, I was on Facebook, and there's a lot of people who hate on her for whatever reason. I mean, she pulled 20 rebounds and scored 17 points on a bum ankle that she injured. And I think when she was fully healthy before she got hurt, LSU was in the game and was winning the game at one point, but I think she was slowed down by her ankle and the fact that LSU didn't have a good outside shooting game as well. No one talks about that. And the players that they lost from last year that helped them win the national championship weren't there to provide the scoring that they needed from the perimeter, because because basically everybody was collapsed around Angel Reese and the rest of the LSU inside game. So that was what I saw watching that game last night. And then too, and let's give Caitlin Clark some credit. They couldn't stop her, and I don't know why Kim Mulkey, the coach, didn't come up with any type of defense or any switching up people on her to keep her from getting into a rhythm on the 3-point line. But she scored 40 points last night, and you got to give her props, and all that, because she came back last year. She played well but lost. This year they got their revenge, and they have to play UConn in the Final Four on Friday night. And it should be some great games this weekend. You're going to get South Carolina versus North Carolina State, and then it's going to be great. And for UConn and North Carolina State, both their men's and women's basketball teams are in the Final Four.
I didn't realize that. I did not
and
realize that.
and the men are favored to win it, favored to win it all.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wait, I'm looking at our comments. Some of our family members are commenting. Malcolm shares Angel Reese has been demonized in this rivalry between her and Caitlin Clark. I saw something Stephen A. Smith said today. He said that Caitlin cemented her greatness in this game, and I'm listening to you
I
share.
disagree with.
I was
I
going to ask
disagree
you
with
what your
him on
thoughts
that.
were on that comment.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with. I mean, she was already great. She didn't cement her greatness in that game. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, she was. I mean, and Angel Reese was already great as well. I don't think. I mean, she's been great for the last 4 years, the last 3 or 4 years, and I don't think she. I think it's just the hype of the moment. She won the game and everything, and I thought, like I said, I thought Angel Reese played well in a losing effort because, like I said, when she hurt her ankle, she just wasn't as as fast or as confident going to the goal. I think that leg was hurting her or that ankle was hurting her really bad. But I don't think she would admit it or say or use that as an excuse because, like I said, she was upset during the course of the game. They didn't give her the ball enough. And I kind of agree with that because LSU was taking some bad shots from the outside, not hitting them. And, a lot of times in that situation, you got to go inside. But, after a while, Iowa had to make their adjustment and they basically packed everything on the inside and dared LSU to shoot the ball from out, from the perimeter. And they didn't really get hot shooting from outside until basically the game was over. I mean, it was almost over. And a lot of times when you make that kind of run, it's often too late. And I think Angel Reese fouled out late in the game as well.
Mm-hmm. So you were sharing. You said Why do you feel like they weren't giving her the ball enough? What was that? What was going on?
Well, the thing about it, early in the game, they were taking a lot of outside shots, and then because Iowa went up by about 9, and then LSU came back and actually took the lead by 8 when they started going the ball inside to Angel Reese, and then Angel Reese got hurt on the defensive play, trying to play defense, and it seemed like late in the first half that took the air out of their sails. I mean, when she wasn't, I mean, she was okay. She courageously got back out on the court, but in the end, she just wasn't 100%. And I think at the end, and like I say, to score 17 points, 20 boards, and when you're not 100% is not a bad, that's not a bad game. And, for people who are hating on her, I mean, you can't win them all, and, you just got to keep, she'll be a great player in the WNBA. She'll be a lottery pick in the WNBA if she comes out, this year. She has another year left, and I think she's making more money on NIL money than all that. She's making, she'll have a lot more money, she'll make even more money in WNBA, but, she has a lot of options in her career that perhaps a lot of people don't. I mean, she's a good model, and she does a lot of outside things to help her out. Never got some commercial endorsements and things of that nature. So she is, she's not going to be hurting for money, but she is still a great player. And I don't know, it's like this year everybody wants to demonize her and say that she's not doing the best she can, and something like that, which is not true.
Yeah, they were really tearing her down on the internet. I saw some, but it made me wonder if, and like you were saying, to your point, a lot of people on social media, they become fueled when an athlete is more vocal, and she was vocal for quite some time. So I was wondering if they were just for just saying things just because she was vocal. I was just wondering if you feel their
Oh yeah,
opinions.
that's the case. Well, the old thing with black athletes: shut up and just play. I mean, that was kind of the premise. That's the premise of my book, the first chapter. is basically athletes are pushing back against, shut up and just play. I mean, my thing is everybody is good with black athletes when they're just playing and all. And they act like, that folks aren't human beings. And that, I mean, it's like for some, why is it? And I want to ask your listeners and your viewers this: why is it that every time what is the world afraid of blackness? When blackness speaks out, when blackness says, "Hey, we need to make a difference in the world and stop all this, people stop oppressing us." People get upset. It's like as if to say you're not supposed to speak out, and it happened at every epoch of American history. Every time out, the world gets mad, whether it's in sports, whether it's a columnist, like me who talks about these things. Everybody wants to tell black people to just shut up and just not say anything and to accept injustice, at face value or something. I mean, I gotta say, it's something that if anybody can answer that question for me, I would like to hear it.
Well, that is a question that I agree. We're going to open that up to the family. But if I might, we talk about it all the time, Chris. We talk about it in every single conversation that we have about our history and the history of Black people. I mean, it began so long ago. That began with slavery. We've always been taught to be quiet and do as we're told. Always, always, always. We're the plan is to have us remain underfoot. So when you speak out, when you're educated, when you have an opinion, and when you stand up for yourself, that will never be seen as anything positive, because the objective is to always have us remain underfoot, shut up, do as you're told, and do as I say. Do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
That's it that way.
Yeah, that's the ongoing struggle. I mean, and oddly enough, it started with Jackie Robinson. It started when Jackie Robinson, after he was given the freedom to speak out, because like I said, when he first came into the league, they told him to be quiet, don't fight with umpires, don't get into it with players. But after they started bringing in more players, he started speaking out and being critical of of the race situation, and every sports writer basically lambasted him for being this ungrateful Negro, or he should just be quiet, and that kind of started all this, you should just be quiet and whatnot, be glad that somehow, never mind that your talent brought you there and all that. And so that has been the mantra of smacking down Black athletes whenever they actually use their critical thinking skills to talk about the world and everything. And that's always been that's always been the mantra, and when Angel Reese, and especially nowadays, I think that there's an issue that people have with Black women, and sometimes that comes from Black men too. That's an issue that, when a Black woman is, she has, Angel Reese has swag, she has all the things that we all like in athletes. I mean, people like Dawn Staley has swag and all that. And Dawn Staley is our lone Philadelphia participant in the Final Four as the coach of unbeaten South Carolina. And so there's a certain level of, for some reason, when Black women speak out, when Black women express their own opinions about the world around them, everybody wants to shut them down. Everybody wants to say, hey, you need to shut up and be quiet and be happy that that we are letting you on these airs. But the thing is, you're never allowed to be human. And that's where
Chris, if I might, that's just it. I'm so sorry, but you said it. We're the commodity. We're not human. We're the commodity. That's what it is. That's I'm sorry to have interjected, but that's it right there. That's what I see, that being it right there. And that's just the way it's been. That's just the way it's been. And family, I am in no way justifying it. I'm in no way saying that I am okay with it. I'm just speaking, because we're talking about it, just sharing my own opinion, and my opinion alone, just about what our history has been, what it is, and has been. Chris, I do want to share with you that one of our love lights, Miss Rosalind, she's sharing love with you, and she says, please be careful, going to and fro. Just be careful.
Yeah, no,
That is checking in, and he's sending love to the family. Rick Eric is sharing. How are you doing, Master Murray? Author, writer, radio personality. Welcome back. Drive safely. And to your point, talking about Angel Reese, Malcolm shared that an ankle injury is rough. He remembers breaking his back in high school, thankfully after the football season, but it took a very long time for him to heal. So he was talking, in agreement with you about the injuries that Angel Reese suffered. And Eric shares, because speaking freely, openly, and honestly gets you recognized. Your status increases, then your value increases, then their envy increases. Absolutely. Absolutely, because you're getting attention now. Somebody's actually paying attention to you and listening and watching, and mirroring. And we can't have that. We can't have that.
oh
Donna Baker
no.
is sending a hello. And our beloved Rosalind follows up by saying, and that's why the Black woman is always on the front line. Even though we know the Black man is the head, and where the neck is, the power, intelligence inside us. We are a powerful people. They hate it, and I'm sick of it. Here's the thing, in this room and in smaller circles, we acknowledge that we are powerful. We recognize that we are powerful, but it pains me that we just can't get it together, come together, and rebuild what we once were and what we once had. It pains me. It really does pain me. But I am prayerful, and I remain hopeful that we will get it together. So I will say that. Family, listen, it's time for us to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go to the phone lines. Yes, we are. So stay with us, because we are coming right back.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. Word's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent job openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. The Public Health Management Corporation is hiring for several exciting roles, including youth case managers, a behavioral health coordinator, and a part-time youth ally. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative. Brought to you by Word Radio. Progressive Black Talk Media.
Want healthier relationships, healthier gatherings, healthier workouts? Stay up to date on your vaccines. When you're vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19, you're protecting yourself and others from serious illness. That makes everything you do healthier. So don't wait. Set a date. Get your flu and COVID shots and have healthier meals, healthier hugs, healthier parties, healthier travel. Learn more at nj.gov/health/vaccines.
Tune in to Eagle Word Magazine, hosted by POC, the first Friday at 10 a.m. for the PA Lottery Eagle Word Fact of the Month. Brought to you by PA Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians every day.
Tune in for holistic health information provided by Dr. Paul every weekend on WURD. Check out the Holistic Hour Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and the Green Hour Sunday afternoons at 3 p.m. only on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media.
No, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking in this hour with our one and only Chris Murray. Ms. Rosalind, I do see your question. I'm going to ask Chris your question once we come back from the phone lines because we have some family members that have been waiting to join the conversation. I'm going to go to line 1 first. Thank you so much for calling and welcome to the conversation.
Good evening, cousin Chris, Carol.
Good evening.
I would like to say, as far as the athletes, all across the board, black professional athletes, there's some that look at them like cattle. They don't focus on. Hello?
Yes, right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard some noise. I'm sorry.
That's Chris wrestling. He's getting himself situated. He's moving about. But go right ahead. I'm
The
sorry.
athletes, like I said, black professional athletes, like cattle. Some do.
Mm-hmm.
They forget about the scholar in some athletes. Instead of focusing on how good they can hit a ball, put a ball in a hoop, so on and so forth. Let's focus on what are they doing for the communities. Let's talk about the good stuff that they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't feel like we do that enough. Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Let's focus on that. And that's all I have to say right now.
No. And we appreciate it. We do. We do.
Yeah, let's put the light on that. All the superstars out here,
Focus on the good. Focus more on the good that our athletes are doing than the negativity.
Yes, we can't forget that they went to school. They're scholars. They're professionals. Let's not forget about that.
Let's not forget.
I love you all.
We love you more, James. Thank you so much for calling. I'm going to go to line 2. Chris, let me know when you're situated, and then I'll put the camera back on. Chris. I'm going to go to line 2 for our family member that's been holding on and waiting. Thank you for joining the conversation and welcome.
Good evening, Sister Carol. How you doing?
Good evening. I am well, thank you.
Hello to your wonderful producer, Brother Nicholas and Brother Chris. Hope everybody's well tonight. Here's the deal, Cal. I'm gonna try to put everything into a capsule. Angel Reese and black athletes, male or female, and perspective, especially dealing with white folk. Okay.
Okay.
See? All right. Well, let me just say, get this aside. And before anybody call me a racist, because when people talk about somehow people quick to call on people we speak on stuff. Caitlin Clark is a great player. And I would never say that. But one thing that she, I would never say she's the greatest women's player because she don't play no defense. She's a great player. But the thing is, I don't know what Kelmoki was doing last night. If anybody watched the game, he even was mentioned on ESPN. I hope Chris is listening. They had this little short white girl guarding her. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, while that girl was getting toasted the whole game and stuff like that. I mean, it showed one play, Cal, where Caitlin shaked and baked her and put a 3-pointer in her face, and the white girl threw up her hands like to Kelmoki. I'm doing the best I can. I'm saying the girl was Caitlin Clark towered over this girl. She was at least a good 5 or 6 inches taller than this girl, and she had a plan of the whole game. That's like putting Spud Webb on Michael Jordan. Are you kidding me? I mean, you got to be kidding me. I don't know what the hell Kelmoki was doing last night. I mean, that was one of the worst coaching jobs I've ever seen in my life, man. I mean, come on, you think this girl will guard Caitlin Clark? Come on, man. Now, I guarantee you they play Connecticut. Whether Connecticut win or lose, which I think they're going to beat Iowa, but I guarantee that coach for Connecticut, he's going to have more system. He's going to put a taller player to make Caitlin's shots tougher. He's going to make sure she had to work for her shot. Because last night she could have smoked the joint in that game. Excuse my language, Calvin, but she could have smoked the joint because the girl had no reason. Because the girl did the best she could, Calvin, but she was just too short. She was, there's physical limitations. She couldn't guard no Caitlin Clark. Come on, man. But anyway, on how black athletes, male and female, it's always this case. I mean, Seth Joyner, the former Eagle great, and I hope Chris listening. He was on the local sports show this morning, and he basically was saying how he said it didn't sit well with her, the Eagles did, Hassan Riddick. And Sister Carolyn, I've been telling Chris, and Chris knows I've been saying this when he has his show on Saturday. And professional football, that's the worst league for black folks. White players never have to go for they have to beg for their money. They come to the white players before they even agents do. And in a matter of a month, Sister Cal, the Eagles have went to Landon Dickerson and Reed Blankenship and gave them extensions with big money. But here, Hassan Reddick, one of the best pass edges and rushers in football, they ship him out. And Seth, and I hope Chris is listening, because Seth spoke on it. Seth spoke his mind. Seth didn't have to say race. All you had to do was read between the lines what Seth was saying. Seth said, this don't sit well with me. He said, he biked up what I say. Get Seth doing on this show, and Seth will back up what I'm saying. He said, you don't do a play like that. He said, what kind of message do it send to the other guys on the team? He says, always the tendency when certain people speak out or question authority on the team, they become like a troublemaker. And they said the Eagles can't use the excuse that it was money, because the Eagles $30-something million under the salary cap. They could have signed this boy to a big extension. Here's a local boy from Temple, from Camden, right? He's a good guy on off the field. He don't get no trouble off the field, and he's a force on the field. He's one of the reasons why the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, Cal. And he does a lot of charitable work in the community with the young people and with the Eagles charities. So what reason, other than the fact that you didn't like the fact that he had the audacity to ask for his money, number one, and number two, when you put that idiot Pat Patricia as the defensive coordinator, he didn't like it. He kind of voiced his opinion, and they got him on the feet. See, black players ought to be seen and not heard, Cal. And
that's what we said.
They can talk all that stuff they want, but when a white player say stuff like a Brett Favre or a Tom Brady, they can be outspoken, or the brother or sister say something, they're a troublemaker. They're the angry black man or woman. And I get so tired of these handkerchief-head Negroes always going along with the get along, because they know they're not stupid. They know what time it is. They know what the clear double standard and stuff like that. There's no reason why Hassan Reddick should not be a Philadelphia Eagle right now. There's no reason why. It made no sense at all. But see, they saying to the other black players, y'all Negroes know your place. And I'm going to be blunt about it. I don't care about, see, when it comes to our people, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, Cal, but I don't get caught up in that. And when it comes to our people, I don't care whether you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, Eagle fan. When you mistreat my people, I'm going to speak up. And like I try to tell people, and I'm going to say it to and people don't like him, Jerry Jones is an out-and-out bigot, but so is Jeff Murray and Howie Roseman. The difference between them is they're not going to be as bombastic as Jerry Jones with their racism. But when it comes down to it, they don't have no respect for black people when it comes right down to it. As long as a black person stay in their place, Jeff Lurie and Howie Roseman is okay with it. When the brothers exert his manhood and his black independence, they show him the door and stuff like that. You look at the Eagles' history, except for the quarter, because you know you got to play the quarterback. Reggie White went through this. Seth Joyner, all them guys went through this with the Eagles. I don't care whether Norman Bremen was the owner, Jeff Lurie, but even when Jeff Lurie was there, you had Joe Banner. He dealt with Brian Dawkins and all them brothers when they wanted to get their money. So I mean, you see the history in there. I know my history. I know what I'm talking. I don't get on history. I know what I'm talking about. So I know how it is when it comes to black players and white players. And like I said, Joe Banner, Howie Roseman, Jeff Lurie, they just as racist as Jerry Jones is. This is kind of like you, and I close with this to the Cal, like I tell people with Trump and Biden. Joe Biden is just as racist as Donald Trump is. He just don't say the stupid, racist, bombastic stuff, but neither one of them had no really love for black people. But people don't want to hear it in our community because they think that Joe Biden is the so-called lesser two evil. He a bigot just like Trump is, but again, he just not going to be as careless with his words. He'd be more kind of careful with his words when they're with Trump do. But that's what it comes down to. These people are racist to the core, and that's the bottom line. Thank you, Sister Carolyn.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much for contributing to the conversation. You had asked if Chris was here. Chris is here, and he was listening. So, Chris.
Well, there's a couple of things. I think in the case of Hassan Reddick, I think he was a bit outspoken because Matt Patricia wanted to drop him in coverage. And you're going to ask one of the premier edge rushers in the National Football League to be in pass coverage. That's ridiculous. And I'm not going to get into all the racial things because on the one hand, I've spoken to Mr. Lurie, and I don't think he strikes me as a bigot or anything like that. He is a businessman, But I do think, I mean, because one argument they would say, well, Brandon Graham is still there, and they love Brandon Graham, for whatever reason. And Brandon Graham is a lovable guy, but I do think that it was just dumb on the Eagles' part to let one of the best edge rushers in the National Football League go. And I don't know, maybe he rubbed them the wrong way, or it was also a case of they would have to pay him a bonus in his contract. And he's trying to he was basically trying to get them to extend the deal because he liked it here. Hassan Reddick from Camden, he went to Temple. He loves it here. I mean, why would anybody? I mean, he didn't want to leave Philly, but and the thing is, if it comes back to bite him, then people like me will be out there, and there's some people who are far more exacting than I am. I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about them, and I'm going to basically anytime they don't put pressure on the quarterback, I'm going to come back to this moment. We're going to come back to this particular
right
point.
here,
Well,
right here.
You had the best edge, one of the best, most consistent. He had 4 straight double-digit sack seasons with 4 different defensive coordinators. I mean, that's remarkable. And this is a guy who knows his craft and all that. And for the life of me, I don't understand it. Now, I mean, I'm not going to get into all what Germantown Joe said about the racism involved, because I've been around these people. I'm around these people, and I mean, the Eagles have done a great job in bringing in and supporting black quarterbacks. I mean, I'm not going to all the way say that, and like I said, I've met Mr. Laurie, and like I said, I remember one year they were doing the playground build at one of the elementary schools in the city. And like I said again, he was one of the people that was there doing the work. So I do think, and there are a lot of the things that they do within the community. So if you want to say racist in a systemic kind of way, then you can say that about a lot of owners in the league. You can say that about a lot of people, but I'm not going to go as far as to say the man is as bigoted as Jerry Jones is, or as a bigger racist. That I can't. I honestly can't say that. Maybe behind closed doors, I don't know, but I'm not going to go that far out. So I have to be, and that's where in my job as a journalist, I have to be honest either way. But I do think that the Eagles are fond of trying to save money. That I will say, because I mean they ran off Jeremiah Trotter and years ago because they don't like, for some reason, there's some positions they don't like to pay. I don't get it, like the linebacker position. So,
yeah, but it hurts. I think it's going to hurt the team. I really do.
So
I think it's going to hurt the team, and I think it's going to hurt us greatly. One thing you were talking about, his character, Hassan Reddick's character, it speaks volumes about him that he penned a thank you letter to Philadelphia even after the trade. That says a lot about him. Listen, his character, his talent, number one, first and foremost, and I feel like we're letting a good man go, a great player, but a good great man and a great player go. And I think it's going to be it's going to hurt us in the long run. Ms. Roslyn has a question for you. I'm going to pivot really quickly. Ms. Roslyn wants me to ask you, Chris. She said, I want to jump here just quickly, and I want to talk about the fight. Did they cancel the fight with Mike Tyson and what's his name? Oh, I can't.
Jake Paul.
Yes, Jake Paul.
I mean, as far as I know, that fight's going on, and I'm not watching that fight.
I'm not watching it either.
I will not watch that fight.
I'm not watching that.
I'm not watching that fight because if Jake Paul wins, you beat up a 58-year-old man. Okay, that's that's like beating me up and whatnot.
I am. First of all, why? Just why? Why, y'all? Why? Why do we have this? Why? It is so unnecessary. We've got enough to entertain us in the world of sports. But I mean, seriously,
I don't get that one. But I even heard. I was listening to a podcast with one of Tyson's former trainers, Teddy Atlas, and he said Tyson can still knock him out. I don't believe that.
I believe he can.
You believe he can?
I believe he can. I do
Yeah.
believe he can, but I still have no interest in seeing it. I have no interest. I just don't have any interest in seeing it.
No.
Miss Rosalind shared. She said that's why she was asking. It was for $20 million, but she shared that her nephew told her that he's a boxer, and he said they canceled the fight. I hope they do. I hope they do cancel it.
I'm perusing my ESPN app right now. I hope that you know what? I hope that they did because it takes away from real boxers.
The
Okay,
integrity of yes. Come on now.
it
We don't
takes
need
away.
that.
I mean, last week I saw there was a couple of really good boxing matches last week, and for these guys to come out here, I don't want to see. Like I said again, that's like watching the street fight. I don't want to see that fight. I don't want to see Mike. I don't want to see it. This is not the geriatric tour. Of boxing. Although I went through that with Bernard Hopkins.
Listen, Mike looks good. Mike
Yeah.
looks really good. He looks like he could do some damage. But I don't. So, and this is personal. This is my own feelings. I don't want to see this as a part of his legacy. I just don't. I just
I
don't
don't
want to
wanna
see this
see
as
it
a part
either.
of Mike Tyson's legacy. Not Jake Paul. Come on. Listen, family, we're going to take a short commercial break. But when we come back, Chris, I want to hear more about Joel Embiid. I know we talked briefly about him, but I want to hear more about it. Family, know that the phone lines are still open and feel free to comment because I want to know what you think as well about Joel Embiid's potential return. Let me know. We'll be right back.
Are you wet shaving? You'll get razor bumps.
Nah, Pops, I'm good with Gillette Skin Guard. How long you been growing that beard mama hates anyway?
Since 77, I shaved and got ingrown so bad.
That's why I use the Gillette Skin Guard razor, face scrub, shave gel, and moisturizer. So I don't have to worry about new razor bumps or shaving irritation.
Gillette Skin Guard, huh? Your mama's gonna love this one.
The best a man can get keeps getting better with Gillette Skin Guard. Buy now at a retailer near you.
WURD is happy to provide our listeners with the opportunity to participate in contests and win prizes. This is a reminder of our contest rules. All participants must be 18 years of age or older, depending on the contest. Persons may win only one prize from the radio station per contest for every 30-day period. Some contests might also specify one winner per household or company. Prizes must be claimed within 14 days or by 12 noon the day before the event, whichever is sooner, and must be accepted as is or forfeited. The radio station employees and their immediate relatives, sponsor employees and their immediate relatives, live remote sponsor employees and their immediate relatives, and any other media employees are ineligible to win the prize. Thank you for participating and for listening to WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
It's too black, which means it's too strong.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of Progressive Black Talk Media, WURD.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Chris Murray, our sports oracle. Yes, he is. That's who he is. That's what he is. And before the break, Chris, I was sharing with you that I want to hear your thoughts about this return. They've been building this up. They keep saying the potential return of Joel Embiid. He did come back tonight. They were saying it even earlier today, the potential return.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
He's 4 of 9 shooting right now. He has 12 points. He's over 3 from 3-point land. And I guess and Oklahoma City is up in that game. So, it's one of those things where it's going to take, like I said, it's going to take a while. You don't come back from those injuries. You don't come back. And I don't think he's fully in shape. I don't think he's necessarily in game shape tonight. And that's the thing that when you think about this whole thing, you're glad that as a Sixers fan, you're glad that he's back. But, you would like for him to be, and they're down 57-46 with 11-10 remaining in the third. So, there, and like I said, Embiid just got, and he just scored his 13th point of the game on a step back shot. So he's going to work his way back. I don't think the Sixers going to necessarily light the world on fire. He has 14 points, and he's shooting 50% from the field. And like I said, yet to hit a 3-pointer. He has about 4 rebounds, 4 assists. And so he's played about 16 minutes in the game. So he is, he's starting to find his way. He's starting to find his way back, but it's going to be a while. I mean, if anybody thinks that the Sixers are just going to, come back right off the top of the situation, they're going you got to wait. It's going to take a few games, and I still think that they probably should have shut him down for the year, but it is what it is. They're going to play him. They're going to see how far they can go. And I always say let him rest because he's going to play in the Olympics. Now, there's a good thing to that and a bad thing for that. You don't want him to get hurt in the Olympics, but there's some people who are saying that if he plays and he comes back to the team in shape after playing in the Olympics and whatnot, you might get you will have it in shape, Joel Embiid. I'm kind of leery of that, understanding his history, his injury history. That's the only thing that bothers me in this situation. But you're glad he's back and people are watching the game and all that. And he was in the third quarter and the Sixers could come alive and he could come alive and all that. So he's gradually getting his sea legs back from being out, but it takes a while. I mean, if you played any sport for any time and you're out for any period of time, and I know that happened to me in high school running track, when you're out for a period of time, it just doesn't feel the same. All that other stuff you had built up during the year is just not the same. And so until you get a few. If you get a few reps under your belt, you get a few games, you get more into game shape, then you're gonna see Embiid the way we're used to seeing him. And so, I just think at the end of the day, you hope it works out well for the Sixers. You hope that somehow they figure out a way to get some momentum, get some wins, maybe get back in the playoff situation where they're not playing in the playing game. But I think what I think this team wants to be, they want to be that team that no one wants to face in the early rounds of the playoffs. You don't want to see them if they get to that point where they start playing like they were, say, about 4 or 5 months ago, then no one will want to see them. If Joel Embiid is the Joel Embiid that was scoring 50 and 60 points, they don't want to see that guy. That's the only avenue of hope that I think that the Sixers have.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like with his return, and we keep talking about, we all know, I should say, how he's usually injured. He's always injured. Do you feel like he will be able to heal properly to be able to be, in better shape and be better able to play like we want? Or that he wants?
I'm not a doctor, but I speculate like one on TV. and
I like that, Chris.
and basically, it's a fine line. If if the injury is healed, but the injury might be healed, right?
Okay,
you might be healed injury wise, but you're still not there. You're still not 100%. It may be physically healed and all this other stuff, and may be ready to go. You may have massaged it. You've gone through therapy and all that, but there's still that you're not sharp. You're not sharp yet, and that may take a few games. and all that. And like I said again, one good part about him playing in the Olympics, some people are saying, well, when he comes into the season, because the Olympics are in July and all that, and he would have had enough game shape and played in enough games that he'll be back. It's like playing in the summer league, I guess.
Right.
He'll be back at least in reasonable amount of shape to lead the team on a run next year.
See, that scares me, that open quote reasonable amount of shape, closed quote, that right there. That hope for that reasonable amount of shape, that term right there,
To be in good shape. That's what fans are hoping. Fans are hoping that he comes off that Olympic thing and then he's 100%. He'll come into the season 100%. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at a play here where they're showing a play where he's being double teamed and I think he was fouled and so I just think that right now he's back. I mean, I think they took him out for a second, but I think he's still out there. So the defense is getting better, and they're down 10, and so I'm watching it, and Kyle Lowry just hit a 3, so now they're down 7. So they're making a bit of a comeback. It's the third quarter. They got plenty of time. And
they do.
And if they win, they might give you some hope.
How about that? Let me get myself together. All right, come on, Sixers. Come on. They do have enough time. You said they're at the bottom of the third, right?
Yeah, they're like 9:14 left in the third quarter, and basically Oklahoma has the ball, but right now they're like I think Tobias Harris fouled somebody, and they're bringing Nick Batum. They're taking guys out and whatnot. So they're basically they're all trying to figure out. And I think Embiid is still on the floor playing defense, and the defense. No, they didn't. But they're based. Oklahoma State has the ball. Sixers are playing tough defense, and Embiid just altered the shot. Some guy tried to shoot the ball over Embiid, and they basically Sixers got the ball back, and I think Oklahoma State just fouled. I think he fouled Tobias Harris. But the thing about it, he seems to be moving. I'm watching, and he's moving around. Moving around a little bit, and you can see he's a little tired, and he's gonna be. Like I said again, I think they're putting him on what we call a pitch count or a minutes count. So they're trying to see how far he can go and all that. So I see him kind of bending down a little bit. So
we're going to be hopeful. We're going to be hopeful. I'm going to hold on to that hope, like you said, Chris. I'm going to be hopeful. I'm not going to give it up. Michelle White is joining us. Hi, beloved, our love light. She shares, come on, Sixers, come on. And I want to share some of the comments too, the conversations we've been having. Eric shares, it's one thing to relinquish some of the upper echelon power, but when you have to renegotiate those coins, they want you to pack your bags and keep it moving. How about that? Malcolm shares that he believes it was a bad move to let Riddick go, and he's hoping that it doesn't bite the birds in the back. So am I, Malcolm. So am I. I'm just so disappointed so disappointed. But I mean, hey, again, I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. Family, it is that time. Chris, I always love when you come to visit with us. Please extend my love to the missus. And we're looking forward to you coming back to visit with us next week. I look forward to your week.
I will be here, and hopefully I'll be in the studio with my water, in my own studio with my water, or a nice dinner that my wife has prepared, or we just ordered out, whatever.
whatever. Right?
It's just that the last couple of weeks I go back and forth to Baltimore. I'm watching my mom. And everything, and I'm always rushing to get back home, and then I got a ton of papers to grade.
My Lord, wait! Please give Mom our love. Now
I will give Miss my mother. I'll give Miss Carolyn She's like, his name is like her name is Carolyn.
You got a Caroline and a Carolyn. Look at that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the missus, always love to the missus. Always, always, always. Nick, I miss you being in the conversation, in the sports conversation as well. But I know Nick jumps in and out, and we love that. We love that. Family. You know what we're doing. We're praising God, from whom all blessings flow, as we always do, and we always will do. I'm going to ask you once again to just pray for someone who does not know God, someone who does not yet have a relationship with God. Pray for your loved ones, pray for your enemies, and pray for those in need. That's what we're going to do. I thank you as you continue to support Love and Life. Thank you to each and every one of you who contributed, whether you thought about what we said, or whether you voiced it, whether you typed it. Thank you so much. Thank you to our guests, both Tia and Chris, for your time, your energy, your attention, your spirit, your space, all of that good stuff. Just thank you so much. Special thanks to the entire Word family, especially to Niall and to Nick, for all that you do. Congratulations once again to the Level Up competition winner. Yes, congratulations to you. Happy birthday once again to all of our love bugs, all of our love lights. I love lights that are celebrating. Family, remember, we are all in this together, but be good to you, but also be good to those around you. I love you so much, but God loves you so much more. All right. Be careful as you go to and fro. Have a great night, and be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for another edition of Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night, family. Have a good night, family.
It's the WURD Hot 60.
Hot 60.